path I've taken from the streets of the Bronx to this moment on Hollywood Boulevard. And this all feels, I don't know, kind of surreal. I just wanted to be good at what I did. I wanted to be a great actress. I wanted to be a great singer. I wanted to be a great performer, to share the joy of entertaining you.
This is Hollywood, with the mecca of entertainment around the world. It all starts right here. This is what it all comes down to. It all comes down to your family and working hard to love and protect and do everything that you can to make your family and the ones you love, their lives better.
It's thrilling to have Anna May Wong, the first Asian American actress, as my neighbor. We could actually start our own little Chinatown right here.
I think about what a star is, and I think about a star being liked for so many people. A star you can always see even in darkness. So my hope is that anyone in this town whose dreams may be on life support, I want you to walk past this star in particular and know that I've been there. This one in particular is for the underdogs.
It's an incredible day. I'm trying to soak it all in. Here's the thing about these Hollywood stars. They're permanent. What is a legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see. We get to see this star every day on the corner of Hollywood and Argyle.
Lo único que les puedo decir es que siempre recuerden que trabajando mucho, sin descansar y respetándose uno mismo y respetando a los demás, se pueden lograr cosas que uno nunca se soñó. Gracias a todos mis fans por estar aquí y un beso a Colombia y a todos los colombianos que están aquí. Gracias por venir.
I feel like a lot of people probably only ever thought I'd make it to the Walk of Shame, but here I am. Today for me is a celebration of something that my dad taught me, and that is to thine own self be true. And if you walk along this boulevard and you look at these names, there is a power that lies in that. There's a power in believing in yourself.
Hollywood.
Hello, Hollywood!
Welcome to today's very special Walk of Fame ceremony. I am Nicole MIHALKA, Chair of the Board of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce. I am honored to be here on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber as we celebrate Francis Ford Coppola for his legendary cinematic work with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now let me introduce today's MC. She is the nationally syndicated radio host of the Elle Morning Show, which is #1 in LA. And she is one of our favorite Walk of Famers. Please welcome to the stage, Elle.
Oh, wow. What a day. What a beautiful day. And thank you so much, Nicole. I'm Elle, and welcome to today's very special Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. We want to give a shout out to all of the fans who are streaming around the world. And also a big thank you and appreciation to our partner, our media partner, Variety. Today, Hollywood honors Francis Ford Coppola with the 2,715th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in the category of motion pictures. You could say that we made him an offer he couldn't refuse. Before we invite him to the stage, let me tell you a little bit about our honoree. Francis Ford Coppola was born in Detroit to Italian immigrants and grew up in New York, where he graduated with a degree in drama from Hofstra University. He trained as an assistant with filmmaker Roger Corman, working in such capacity as sound man, dialogue director, associate producer, and eventually director of Dementia 13, his first feature film. Francis is one of the most acclaimed filmmakers of our time, a 6-time Academy Award-winning director, writer, and producer, including the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Governor's Award for films such as Patton, The Godfather Trilogy, American Graffiti, The Conversation, Apocalypse Now, The Outsiders, and Bram Stoker's Dracula. As a writer, director, producer, and technological pioneer, Francis has created a body of work that has helped shape contemporary American cinema. Francis and his production company, American Zoetrope, initiated and nourished the careers of talents such as George Lucas, Carol Ballard, John Milius, Sofia Coppola, and actors Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, James Caan, Harrison Ford, Richard Dreyfuss, Diane Keaton, Robert Duvall, Lawrence Fishburne, Matt Dillon, and Diane Lane. Francis is currently in pre-production on his upcoming film, Megalopolis, a Roman epic set in modern times, which begins production with an all-star cast this fall, 2022. And Francis is also celebrating the 50th anniversary of his Academy Award-winning masterwork, The Godfather, which will be made available on 4K Ultra HD for the first time ever tomorrow. Francis is involved with the following charities: North Beach Citizens, Hofstra University, Khan Academy, UCLA Film School, Napa County Land Trust, St. Helena High School, and St. Helena Community Band. In addition, he's on the board of directors for the Film Foundation. Please help me welcome to the stage Francis Ford Coppola. All right, our first speaker is an award-winning actress. She starred in Francis Ford Coppola's Twixt. She currently stars as Catherine the Great in Hulu's acclaimed hit series, The Great, for which she's also an executive producer. She will next be seen starring in The Girl from Plainville, a limited series. Her other credits include Ginger and Rosa, Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent, Somewhere, Super 8, The Neon Demon, 20th Century Women, All the Bright Places, and The Roads Not Taken. Please welcome to the stage Elle Fanning.
I told Elle and my sister Talia, who are both here and I adore, that they have something in common that no one else, certainly here or in Hollywood Boulevard or probably in the state of California, have in common with them. And that is this. In our Italian family, when a girl is 16, she has a sweet 16, and she is given a ribbon with 16 silver dollars and 16 lumps of sugar tied to them. And Talia, when she was 16, got that from our family, and Elle, when she was 16, got that from me.
Francis said before when we were in the restaurant, he was like, I have something and you're not gonna guess it. He's like, if you think hard enough, we're gonna know. But I remember receiving that. I'm gonna cry thinking about that because that was so special, getting that in the mail from you. You mean so much to me, and I'm so happy to be here to celebrate you. It goes without saying, but the legendary Francis Ford Coppola, who is undoubtedly the greatest and the most influential of all time. The motorcycle agrees. And I am just truly honored to get to share with you what a special person he is and what he means to me. We were born only 2 days apart. I always remember your birthday because it's April 7th and mine is April 9th. So next month we get to celebrate our birthdays very close together. When I met Francis for the first time, I had not yet seen the Godfather films or Apocalypse Now. I was only 11 years old, so a little bit too young. And he was actually visiting his daughter's set because I was being directed by Sophia in her film Somewhere, and we were filming a sequence in Vegas at the time at a craps table, and I distinctly remember Francis coming up and teaching me the rules of how to play. Still young, I couldn't stand close to the table, but you still were teaching me how the game was played. But even back then, I could not have foreseen the invaluable lessons that you would go on to teach me throughout my entire life. A year after Somewhere, Francis cast me in a movie that he was dreaming up that was called Twixt. Keep going. Okay. A year dreaming up called Twixt, or as Francis referred to it, he would call it his little movie. But believe me, there was nothing little about the indelible mark that the experience left on me. We actually filmed on his vineyard in Napa Valley. We used cameras and costumes that he kept on the property, and I got to stay in a house only walking distance to his own. And we had meals with Elle and Francis every single night in his house. So it was there that I quite literally learned how the sauce was made. The ingredients seem to include a pinch of a very loud voice, a dash of unwavering passion, and a big cup of the not-so-secret ingredient, family. Being directed by you has taught me to be resourceful. I think it's taught me the kind of resourcefulness side of filmmaking. Francis uses what he has around him and spins it into gold. I think he could make the fork on the dinner table a heroine in his story if he needed to. I remember a photo that we have of us together that I cherish, and Francis is braiding my hair for a scene because there was no hair and makeup department there, and you wanted my hair to look a certain way, and I didn't know how to braid, so you just took matters into your own hands, and I have that. And I think Francis's, your perseverance is evident in every film and throughout your life. I remember you telling me about your childhood and about being bedridden from polio, and how you said that, all the rest of the kids were kept away from you. And I think that the adversity that you've experienced as a child has it's obviously blossomed into just an unstoppable imagination. And Francis told me to never lose my youthful spark. He said to never compromise and always strive for creative freedom. You showed me films that you loved and shared them with me. That's one of my most treasured memories. We watched The Red Shoes together. I'd never seen that film, and he wanted to show it to me because he knew that I loved ballet. And we watched it together in your living room. And you know, you taught me that love is the reason that somebody becomes great at something, and your love for movies is the reason you're a great filmmaker, and your love for your family is the reason that you're a great dad, and you inspire all of us to pick up what is lying around you and to make our own films. We all have to be realistic, though. They probably definitely won't be as good as yours. Nothing will come close, but we can at least try. Every email we've exchanged, you always sign love, Uncle Francis, so I love you so much, Uncle Francis, and there's no one in the world more deserving than you. You should have all the stars on the street if it was up to me, so I love you. I love you.
Thank you, Elle. We need stories with Elle. All right, before we introduce our final speaker, we have a few VIPs in the crowd today supporting Francis Ford Coppola, filmmaker Eleanor Coppola, Gia Coppola, also a filmmaker Roman Coppola, Francis's producing partner Fred Roos, filmmaker Matthew Shire, filmmaker Jason Schwartzman, musician, filmmaker Robert Schwartzman. We have Turner Classic Movie host Ben Mankiewicz, Academy Museum Chef Artistic and Programming Officer Jacqueline Stewart as well. And from the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, NICOLE MIHALKA, Chair of the Board, Lupita Sanchez Cornejo, Senior Vice Chair and incoming Chair of the Board, Dwayne Gathers, Immediate Past Chair, Lauren Gubler is here, President Emeritus, and Walk of Fame producer Anna Martinez. Thank you, Anna, for always putting on such a great ceremony. Our second speaker is best known for her roles as Connie Corleone in the Godfather trilogy and as Adrian Balboa in the Rocky series. She's also starred in such acclaimed films, I Heart Huckabees, Palo Alto, Cold Heaven, Working Man, and Dreamland. Behind the camera, she made her directorial debut with the romantic thriller One Night Stand and produced the fantasy action film Lionheart. Her next project, Chantilly Bridge, recently made its world premiere at South by Southwest. Please help me welcome to the stage Talia Shire. And the paparazzi busted down the gate to chase and get photos of you, Talia.
It's a thrill to be here, part of the ceremony, as Francis gets his star on the Walk of Fame. I also want to mention again that Elle, my extraordinary sister-in-law, is here, who has shared many magical years with Francis. I first met Francis when I was born, and I mean, and I wanted to say we were a family of 5. We had a musician father, a mother who had an old-time beauty and great comedic timing, our older brother, August Coppola, who was a great dreaming philosopher and always our teacher. I think I was Francis's first audience. There were the polio years, and during that time, Francis began to experiment with puppetry, storytelling, characters. He was also a ventriloquist, pretty good. One of the reasons I don't sit on his lap is because, you know, I don't want to be like a dummy, but he never moved his lips. Actually, he did move his lips, but he was great. I just want to say my brother was my great protector and my playmate in the make-believe and the wonders of pretending and storytelling. And he took that great talent of his right to college. And I saw Francis act in As You Like It. He's a good actor, really. You're good. He's good. Okay. I want you to know that also. He was a great director of Tennessee Williams' works, Eugene O'Neill, and Francis did the most daring thing is he wrote a musical, H.G. Wells, and it was terrific. But his dream was to make movies. And he came here, and that is what he does and continue to do. You know, this has been an extraordinary time to celebrate Godfather 50 years. It's unbelievable. And I decided to go back and watch this great movie and see what makes it so alive. I mean, it's extraordinary rhythms of color, great actors. But I have to say, in my re-experience of this movie, it was as if everything went still. And there was right there, while I was watching this movie or experiencing this movie, something of a great depth occurred. I mean, deep, deep down depth of ideas and bits and pieces of visions that I think still thrill us and tell this movie is alive. But also a richness of humanity is in this movie. And I know that comes from my brother. But it's alive, and it's his own extraordinary piece. Now, I have my lines written on my right hand because, the hand is what I love. It's still our family, so I write that, and I'm the pinky. So the pinky says, I must go to this quote. And here's the quote. It's Isaac Newton, and he said, "If I see further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Francis, whoa, you're a giant. Francis is a giant, and he sees what is ahead. He's a visionary, and he has the courage to take what he sees ahead and turn it into a movie. Now, I don't want to embarrass Francis and try to stand on your shoulders. So what I will do, or what I will say is, I will from time to time, as I know many thousands will, I'm going to stand on your star. I love you, my brother and my friend. I love you, Francis.
Such a heartfelt day. And on behalf of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, we now declare today Francis Ford Coppola Day in Hollywood. It is time now to hear from our honoree, Francis Ford Coppola.
Well, thank you. So touching to have my wonderful kid sister who did such a beautiful job. You know, the reason I didn't want to cast her as Connie in The Godfather is because as I read the book, Connie was a sort of homely sister who this sleazy guy was only marrying to get in good with the family. And I thought, Talia's beautiful. Anybody would want to marry her, whether they get in the family or not. But I was wrong. And because she did that role, but more than just the first role of Connie, which she did so beautifully, is the change of Connie through the 3 movies, I think, was the most remarkable transition in the whole film. The Connie who ends up in Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone, has the strength that the father had. She, in a sense, was the heir who inherited that. Anyway, thank you, Tally. Thank you. Since this is a moment of thanks and beyond thanking my associates, my wife of almost 60 years, Eleanor, and collaborators from the Godfather films like Fred Roos is here, and Barry Hirsch and Carol Hirsch are here. So many people are here who collaborated on the film. But I have to thank Paramount Studios, because without them there'd be no star on this street. It was thanks to Paramount Pictures, to Brian Robbins, head of production, and to Mrs. Redstone, the whole Paramount group. They are why I'm having this star on the sidewalk, and so I'm very grateful. You know, I don't know. I think in my position it's best that your comments be brief and sincere, and certainly who would not be pleased to have your name amid these wonderful people, many of whom are gone. I see over there Douglas Fairbanks Jr. I don't know who this is, but I'm sure it's someone very important. William Demarest, the great director of the past. Anyway, who? Douglas Fairbanks Sr. is the first one. That's Junior. Yeah, who's this one here? We don't know. We'll see soon. Thank you all. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
We're asking you to have a seat. We have a very special surprise for you today. The Hollywood Chamber of Commerce administers the Walk of Fame on behalf of the City of LA. So I'd like to introduce President Pro Tempore of the LA City Council, Mitch O'Farrell, to provide you with a beautiful resolution from the City of Angels.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ellen Kay. So I also want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for doing this for not just the people in Hollywood or the city of Los Angeles, but the citizens of the world that get to come to this boulevard and celebrate the likes of icon Francis Ford Coppola here on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There is cinema before Francis Ford Coppola and cinema after Francis Ford Coppola. And what do you say about a giant of film history, someone who changed the entire industry with a series of world-renowned films? So today we honor this great man who ushered in a new era of filmmaking and created stories that reverberate to this day. Today we honor Francis Ford Coppola. For decades, Mr. Coppola has captivated us with his storytelling and directorial skills. His works have defined film and are cultural touchstones that have been enjoyed by audiences not just here in Los Angeles, but all over the world. In short, sir, your work has and will continue to have a lasting impact that will span generations. And that is why you belong here on the historic Walk of Fame. 41 years ago, I auditioned for you. The Outsiders. I read for you, but my life took a different turn. So on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, I want to congratulate Francis Ford Coppola and welcome you to the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes. Oh, I'm coming down? Okay.
Okay.
Straight ahead, please.
Okay, guys. Okay, Elle.
I think
Just to commemorate.
he's going to hold it, yeah.
Oh my God. Stand that lady.
Everyone out here, please.
Straight ahead, everybody. I know.
Sit down, everybody over here, please.
Okay, guys.
And hold the star.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Anna, let go, please. Anna, little space, please. Talia, looking up, please. Can I have the three of you look to this camera for one moment, please? Thank you very much, Francis. Little smile, sir. Congratulations to you.
No, Francis by
Francis solo. Francis solo. Solo. Francis, if we may, you on your own, sir?
Have some here.
I know, that was great. Big Thomas Scotland, pointing to your star, sir. Pointing to your star. Looking up the camera, sir. Looking up the camera, sir. Thank you very much.
Look at the guy sitting down.
Francis on top.
Sitting down at the Okay, guys.
Francis,
Gonna
straight
get the
ahead.
family.
Top second row.
Guys, one more time down here, please.
Right here, right there. Francis. One second.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yes, first and second.
His wife, guys.
If I may, can I have this two of you start right here, please? Right here, right here, right here. Smiling for me for a second. Smiling. Smiling, smiling. Good, 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 good. Thank you, thank you. There we go. Good. Looking a little left. A little left. Smiling. Good. Thank you.
Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We take a step away from the stage.
Yeah, we can use some move on this. Hey,
Anna.
Yeah, we're a little yeah, please. Yeah, please.
Talia, come on the other side.
Just in case.
Jackie, take your glasses off your head, Jackie. Take your glasses off your head, Jackie. Thank you. I need to stand up for a second. I'm sorry. I need to stand up for a second because I can't see back row. Can I have everybody look here? I want to make sure everybody can see my face for a second. Make sure, get second row. Scoot over a little. You turn to your right. Push to your right. Push to your right. Let go of Jackie. Push to your other right. Push to your. There we go. Thank you guys. Wonderful. Thank you guys very, very much. I'll take a smile from everybody at the same time. There it is. Thank you very much. Keep going. Sorry, Michael.
Okay, guys? All right. Thank you.
Get on. Right in the middle, right in the middle. There you go. Right in the middle.
To be on spring break. Okay, oh yeah, sure. Okay. Who's gonna grab one?
That's my job.
Keep up.
I was watching the Godfather when I was 18 months
She is a Chamber of Commerce person. NICOLE from the
Francis over here.
Could I have just
Ladies and gentlemen, this camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this camera. Ladies and gentlemen, this camera. Young lady. Yeah, young lady. Let the young man up here. There we go. Thank you very much. Looking right here, everybody. This camera, please. This camera. There we go. Thank you all very much indeed. Appreciate it. There you go. Now I'll take the picture. Okay, Fred, right here, brother. There we go. Looking right here, please. Good going. Thank you guys very much indeed. Appreciate it.
Okay, guys, thank